What's up, ninjas? Look at this. Rain. So it's rain, rain, rain today. Look what just came on. Anyway, it's raining, guys. We're not doing anything today. It's like 1:30 and I'm just now leaving the house. I gotta go by the post office, drop off some more orders from sgninjas.com. Loyalty is key. I love it. Thank you, ninjas, for the support. So I gotta drop those off, do a couple other errands, return a couple of phone calls to clients, and I'm trying to think if I'm gonna go quote any today or if I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. Mama Ninja and Baby Ninja are out and about too. So, man, this song is... I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's video. I had a blast recording it. I had a blast editing it. I had a blast in general. It was a really good day. Me and Pizza got everything done before the rain, and I was able to get those tires. The tire size are 305s, not 35s. The reason being is we were not sure without a leveling kit, because that's the next thing, and tinting the windows and stuff. But without that, I didn't know exactly if it would fit, if it would scrape. They didn't really know. They weren't 100% sure, and the shop, I mean. So they didn't know what to tell me. They were like, you know, we can do it, it's up to you. And I was just really like, man, I don't want to put money down. You order it, then they don't fit, then you got to return them, then we got to order another size. I was happy with 305s. They're fine. Could they be bigger? Now looking at it, sure. But with the leveling kit, and once I go through these tires, 35s are next. 35s, 37s, we'll see. But for what it is, heck of a lot better than what it was. And I'm happy. I love the rims, man. Even when I get bigger tires, 35s and 37s, whatever I end up going with, the rims stay, and I love the rims, man. If you go back, or if you've already noticed it or not, the dots on the rims around, what got me, you know, to get that style is the same dots that are on the fender flares. And so it's like a matching thing. I love it. It was awesome. Definitely changed the truck, and it looks like a completely different vehicle. And I'm happy, and the price was great, and the guys were super cool at R&R. Super cool at R&R. So, hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast, like I said, and obviously today I'm not doing anything. I slept in. It's crazy. I think I slept with like my mouth open. You know, have you guys ever had that? Have you ever had when you sleep with your mouth open and then like, I don't know. So, I'm going to go take care of a couple of these errands. 4 minutes already, gosh. I'm going to go take care of a couple of these errands. If I get into anything, I'll record and show you. If not, when I get back, we'll pick a topic. I definitely want to review some stuff with you guys, or just pick a topic and talk about it. There's definitely been a lot of great points that have been brought up, and people are wanting my opinion and maybe just what I think about it. Like, for example, tax season is around the corner. Depth itself, is a good, bad? If you know, how do you deal with it? How do you handle it? Credit, debt, whatever you want to call it. So there's a lot of good things. So if I don't, you know, if I get into something that's worth recording, guys, I'll hit it up and show you and share with you what I get into. But if not, then when I get back home, then we'll just we'll pick something and I'll make a decent video in hopes to help somebody who may be concerned about You know, whether it's debt or whether it's how to go about with taxes, IRS, and stuff like that. That's a big topic, and a lot of things affect it. And it affects everyone, every individual differently. Everybody is in different stage in their business. So, you know, anyway, we'll talk about it. I got to get going. We'll talk about it. And I'll see you then. I got to go, like I said, I got to go to the post office, drop this off. Thank you guys for all the orders. It means a lot. Did I mention to you how much I love this stick? Look at that. Let me see if you guys can see it one more time. Look at that. And I'm literally moving. See that? It's beautiful. Yeah, I love this stick, man. I mean, I've noticed even when I was editing yesterday's video, like just how clear and stable it is, and not my hands shaking, you know, and all that. So it's well worth the investment, and it's awesome. It's awesome. All right, ninjas, look at that. Look at that. More rain coming down. It's gonna be like this all freaking day and night. All day today and tonight, I think. Wow, see you ninjas. What's going on, ninjas? I wanted to finish this video because when I got home, it's been raining all day. I wanted to pick a topic and finish this video, but I ended up actually taking a nap when I got back, and so I just woke up, and even though it's late, I figured I still want to finish this video and get it out there to you guys, so that way I don't just have half of a day recorded and then nothing, or just don't end up uploading at all. So couple of things. I picked just a few questions out of a lot of people that have been emailing me and privately Instagramming me, asking me some questions. And I know we're getting into a season of taxes, debt in general as well, and just all this stuff that goes around this time of the year besides just the holidays, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these questions that I've picked, but guys, I'm not gonna be the guy. I'm not the guy, nor is this channel, that tells you what's the right way and what's the wrong way, what should be done and what shouldn't. I've never made this channel to be that, and I don't plan to, because I don't think my way or the things that I've done are always the best, and I don't think the things that I've done or my way are the only way. So I'll go ahead and read the questions, but basically I'll be answering the questions referring to me and what I've done, and whether you take it or leave it, basically I'll just be answering what I did. So here it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions that I've picked out of, I don't know, there's probably been like 10 or 12, 15 that I remember on top of my head, but I picked these 5. Should you get in debt starting a lawn care company? 1. How deep of a debt do you get into it if you have to get into debt? How deep? How big? 2, do I get a return on my taxes starting a lawn care company? 3, at what point do you hire a CPA? 4, what can I write off? 5. Okay. Should you get in debt? Well, that's a great question. Again, I'm going to answer this question of what I did. Did I get in debt starting a lawn care company? Yes. How did I get in debt? What did I do? Well, guys, I didn't have the money up front, the cash to go to capital to go buy a weed eater, a blower, and a push mower. That was a lot of money, and it still is. And so I didn't have that money just laying around that I could just go spend it, not knowing that I was going to get a return on it, or the business was gonna take off, and that it was going to turn into anything. So that was a risk, and I didn't have that kind of money to just put it into that and bet on it. So yes, I actually got a push mower and a weed eater, and I put it on a credit card, and I was sweating bullets, I'm not gonna lie, when I swiped that credit card, but I did get into debt. And so the answer to that question is, if you are looking to start a lawn care company and you don't have the capital, or you're not sure that the capital that you have, that you want to invest and put all of it in there all at once, and then not sure, if your company is going to take off, it's always easier to put it on a credit card and then make payments on it and just see how it turns out. Now, don't go out there and blow thousands of dollars. I think altogether I only spend about $500-600. And that's with a weed eater and a push mower. I actually had a handheld blower from a flea market that I ended up, using. It was a family-owned blower. And so I ended up using that, and so I didn't have to worry about a blower. It didn't last long, but by the time it died, the business was kicking off and getting started, and so I was able to buy another one. But so that's the answer to that. My theory to that is, I relate it to myself, guys. I did. So you make the decision. How deep? Again, I already answered that. Don't go deep. Don't go out buying weed eaters, zero turns, backpack blowers, whatever, and not even have one customer. That is a big mistake. That's a no-no. Always start small. Get a push mower. Work your way up like I did. I'm relating it to myself. I got a push mower. I worked my way up to a little tractor, like a Troy-Bilt tractor. And then I worked my way up to a Troy-Bilt zero turn from Lowe's. It was not a commercial grade at all, but it definitely helped out. Let me see what the third question was. Do I get a return on my taxes and what I can write off, which is the fourth question, third and fifth. I think those two are together. And then the fourth question was, at what point do you hire a CPA? Let me answer that one first. At what point do you hire a CPA? Every state may be different. I'm not sure. But what I did and what my tax people told me when I started Saving Green, for the first 5 years, guys, you can write stuff off as you write every year, but for the first 5 years, you can get a return. And at least in my state, again, every state's different, and I know that, so I don't know, what your situation may be. But in my state, first 5 years, you can take a loss. So basically, they're saying in first 5 years, you're building your company, you're accumulating all this equipment, you're accumulating, the clientele, you're bringing in some income, but not enough considering what you're putting in, investing in your business. So you're writing all this stuff off, and at the end of the year, you have more expenses that you've written off than income. And so in that, you'll get a return. So for the first 5 years in my situation, I got a return. After those first 5 years, no more. They finally told me on the last year, they said, is this a hobby? Because when you start showing after 5 years that you're not making any money, they will shut you down. They're not going to just keep letting you, they're just not going to just keep letting you write stuff off and constantly get returns and so forth and so on. But they give you the first 5 years. They give you the first 5 years. So that was in my case again. So for the first 5 years, I was getting a return. I was obviously investing every dollar I made into my business. I was buying more equipment, more weed eaters, more blowers, more mowers, more everything. But I didn't have the as much coming in because I was still starting. So at what point do you hire a CPA? So that's the question. After your first 5 years, you don't want to do your taxes anymore with the local, what are those names? Tax people. What are those? H&R Block, for example. After your 5 years, I did it with H&R Block for the first 5 years. And then after that, I was at the point, okay, I can't show, I'm obviously at this point now generating more income. I'm getting more clients. I'm established. Now I'm going to start paying in from here on out. And you really want to get a CPA at that point, guys. Because one, it gets complicated. Two, you don't want to mess up on your own and miss something and get red flagged. And three, H&R Block people, it's way above them at this point. H&R Block people they're great for if you just have a job and you're just wanting to do a return. I think they charge you, I don't remember what, but I think it goes percentage maybe or by your return. But when you start having a business and after those 5 years, get yourself a CPA. He can advise you, he or she. They can advise you. They can give you tell you what to look out for, the do's and the don'ts, and really work with you on, hey, this is where you are. This is what you need to do. I got a message. This is what you need to do. This is where you are. This is the direction you're headed. This is what your next year is supposed to look like if you keep going at this rate. So that means this is what you need to do, and so forth to prepare you for that following year. So a CPA is very important, I say, after your 5th year. CPAs cost, but not bad. For example, a good CPA should not charge you over $500 a year. A good CPA, if you don't have nothing complicated, if you don't have nothing crazy going on, and you don't have like maybe 20, 30 trucks out there like a big company, then it might be more. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you just got it at 5-year stage. You just got a CPA. You're going into your 6th year. You should get a CPA, and it should not cost you over $500. At least that was, again, in my case. Do I get a return on my taxes, and what can I write off? That's it. Do you get a return on your taxes? I answered that. First 5 years, you'll get a return pretty much on everything because you are writing stuff off. No matter how hard you try, guys, your first 5 years, in order for you to stay above the water, you've got to invest in your business. You've got to buy equipment. You've got to, make sure that if equipment fails, you have backup equipment. So all this stuff that you're spending money on, you write off. So that answers the last question too. What can I write off? You can write off anything that's related to your business. From mowers to weed eaters to blowers. The only two things, at least in my state, in my situation, when it comes to trucks, you can either do the mileage or the gas. You can't do both. So you can do the mileage or the gas. If you do the gas, then you can't do the mileage. But if you do the mileage, you can't do the gas. Now you can do the gas on all the equipment, but not on the on that actual truck. So, for example, like Tiny, I'm planning on doing the mileage most likely because I just bought that truck. Okay, I can't do the fuel on Tiny, but I can do all the fuel on the equipment, the mowers, the weed eaters, any kind of rental equipment, all that stuff I can write off, but not on Tiny itself. But if I choose to do the fuel on Tiny, then I can't do the miles. At least that's what my CPA is telling me. And I've been doing that now for the last 5 to 10 years. 5 years I meant to say, because that's when I got a CPA, the last 5 years, but the last 10 years. And it's been like that when I was with H&R Block as well. So you get to write off everything, guys, for the, in the first 5 years. If you're showing a negative, you'll get a return. After your first 5 years, the IRS will start looking at you and saying, is this a hobby? You're not making any money. You're not going to keep just buying stuff and keep getting it credited, and you're always in the negative. What's going on? So to wrap that part of the story up is, after my 5th year, I had to show, and I did. Finally, I established. I got all my equipment. I got my ducks in a row. And I, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now 10th year, I'm generating income. And I haven't had a return, guys, in 5 years. So for the last 5 years, I've been paying in. The first couple of years, when I started paying in, they were not that dramatic. They were not crazy. They were normal, I guess you would think, just whatever, right? Because, you made this much, you're in a positive, but it wasn't dramatic, so you only owe a couple $100. Okay. But as you start to generate more money, it gets more dramatic. So what I recommend, and your CPA should be advising you to this, but what I recommend is, once you get to that point you're generating a lot of money, you should pay in quarterly. And I say that, but I don't do it every year myself. Sometimes I do, sometimes I just wait at the end of the year. But I basically, what I'm saying is, at this point I should be paying, and I didn't do it this year, but I did it last year, and I'm probably going to do it again next year. But you pay quarterly, so that means every three months. So yeah, there's your answers, guys. What you can write off: everything from mileage to gas. That's Baby Ninja. Mileage to gas on the equipment. Of course, any kind of equipment you're buying. Do you get a return? Yes. For the first 5 years, you'll get a return. After that, you're either going to shut down or you're going to start generating income and, showing positive. And you're going to have to start paying in, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, guys, because if you're making money throughout the year, it shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem, ninjas, because you're making money year round, and all year round, and you're making good money for the whole season. So you got to pay your dues, you got to pay taxes, and that's just part of it, and that's the way we have a system here. So hope that helps. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to say to you guys. But those are some of the questions that I've just picked out of quite a few, and I thought those really outlined what I wanted to make this video about. But anything else? No? Asking Mama Ninja over here. She's feeding Baby Ninja. And that's it, guys. All right, that's all. If there's anything else, comment below. Maybe I'll throw it into another video, or when I make another video that's just kind of like a vlog, then we'll discuss it. But until then, see you, my ninjas. I hope everyone's doing good. Today we didn't do anything, as you've seen by now, and it's been raining, and tomorrow we'll try to get some stuff done and see how it goes. It might be really wet in the morning. It's been raining all day and all evening, so we'll see. But
Take care.